We are finishing up Murs Cookies in the kitchen with Lucy Greer. This is a family recipe that you guys have, so I'm so happy you're sharing it with us.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about how we got to this point, because they don't look quite like cookies yet.
No, they don't. We mixed up our dough, and it was a simple dough. We started out with a stick of butter. We added some brown sugar, mixed that up, added an egg, a little bit of vanilla. We had some flour, baking soda, a pinch of salt, and then the star of it is the chopped pecans that we added. So we got that all mixed up, and then we split the dough in half.
Okay.
And we put it on 2 pieces of wax paper, rolled it up, and those are the ones we just made. And this is one that has been in the freezer. So once you get them rolled up like this, you just put them in the freezer until they're frozen, and then you just slice them up and put them on a baking tray and bake them. So that's where we are now.
Okay, now does it matter? These ones right here are very thinly sliced, which kind of tastes, I tasted one of them, it tastes a little bit like a ginger snap in a sense, just because they are so thin, but we want to make them thin so that they cook correctly.
Yes, that's right. You want to make them thin, so I'm just taking a knife, and that was the end piece, and thinly slicing them. And these, I mean, of course, the end pieces are going to be a little bit smaller.
Right.
So you just put them on your baking sheet. We have it at 350 degrees, and they're so small, so they're just going to only take about 5 to 7 minutes to bake.
Nice.
And like I was mentioning before, you know, these would be great with coffee or with tea, or really any time of day. So they're simple to put together. They're good to just keep in the freezer and just pull out when you need them.
Yeah, I like the fact that you can make this dish ahead of time, and then when you want to get it out and just like you said, pop them in the oven, which would be great around this time if you're having like a party for Mardi Gras. Valentine's Day is coming up, so any type of event like that, you can go ahead and do all the preparations and then just bring it out when you're ready.
Definitely. And a lot of people, you know, don't want a really heavy dessert, but they want a little something sweet after dinner, after lunch or something. So these would be good just really to put on your, you know, your serving platter and just bring them out, because they're just kind of unique and something different. And when I was thinking about what to cook today, and just, you know, thinking about our 100th year that we're celebrating in 2016, I was like, why don't I kind of make, you know, an old-timey recipe? And I mentioned before that Ma was my dad's grandmother, and
it stayed in the family that long, which I love, because you can't beat family recipes like that are passed down from generations.
I know, and everybody has, you know, just their recipes that, you know, they started somewhere though. So, you know, what I always think is, you know, any recipe can become a family recipe. You know, 100 years from now, somebody might be making something that, you know, you whipped up.
That we made on the show.
That we made on the show.
It could be this. So, well, very cool.
Yeah, and like I said, these are just a quick bake. So I have the oven at 350, and we'll just get these in there, and they'll be ready to eat.
Perfect. And these, they have a little bit of what, brown sugar, is that right? Okay.
Yep. So brown sugar and pecans are the main flavors that you're going to get when you eat one of these. And like you and I said, they're so small that you can really just eat as many as you want.
Yeah, and they do, like, they're a little crunchy and stuff like that too, which is nice. It gives that nice crisp taste when you eat it too, so you're not eating it to the point where you feel stuffed or overfilled or something like that.
Exactly. My dad said that she, you know, is not the type that, you know, would ever serve a real heavy dessert. So this was kind of her style. Very cool.
Well, thank you, Lucy, for joining us today. We're going to get these in the oven, and we'll probably eat them here at the studio because our staff loves to eat Lucy's cooking. And I know that when you are back on next time, you're going to tell us all about your events and stuff like that.
Yep,
so
I sure will.
All right, well, we will take it back to the studio.